June 13th. Look where this thing is still sitting. Not even a battery in it yet. Time to change that, I think. Well, that took a little bit longer than anticipated, but managed to get out for a little evening ride anyway. Fired this thing up around 1 p.m. and then just got caught up doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I think that's going to be a pretty good representation of the whole riding season for 2021. Just caught up doing a lot of other stuff. Pretty crazy. I was just putting the sticker on the plate on this thing for this year. Realized it's the 4th one I put on there. It's the 4th season with this bike. It seems like just yesterday I was picking it up brand new at the dealer. This was the first bike we picked up brand new. And I gotta admit, it certainly gave me the itch. Now the thought of picking up another new bike is constantly on my mind. I'm sure I mentioned it before. If this year over the winter Kawasaki released a whole bunch of new bikes and stuff, and I was just waiting. I was like, man, if one of these things turns out to be a larger dual sport, like not the KLR 650, that's, you know, it was redone and everything, but it's kind of disappointing. It's still just that same old KLR for the most part. I was hoping more for like 400 or a 450 KLX, something like that. If they'd have released that, man, that would have been instant. I'd have been lined up waiting for it. Instead, we've got a slightly punched out version of the KLX 250 that I've already got in the KLX 300, which is just not a significant upgrade. It's too bad because the thought of actually getting rid of the KLX has crossed my mind a couple times, and then I actually get out and ride it and I remember that I still like the bike. It's fun. You just sometimes wish it had a little more power to it, right? So now I've been toying with the idea of getting a big bore kit for it. Pretty sure the guy who puts the kit together is called Bill Blue. It's a 351 kit for it, which is, you know, as far as big bore kits go, bumping up from a 250 to a 351, that's a pretty significant jump. Just in displacement size, I mean, it's most big bore kits, you know, they add 20 or 30 cc's to an engine, to a small engine like that. That's a sizable jump for a little engine. I've been reading online and everybody seems to like it. They're basically saying that it kind of turns it into the KLX that should have been built from the beginning, right? But you know, the kit is pretty pricey. After you convert it over to Canadian dollars and everything, it comes out to just shy of $1,100. So then the questions start, you know, like is that much money worth sinking into that little bike, turning it into a 351? Is that enough? Is that going to keep you happy with it? Should that money just be spent towards another bike? And to some people that's going to be a definite yes, you know, just get rid of the damn thing, get another bike. But there's other factors at play there. Like, I enjoy a little project like that. I like working on the bike. I like installing a big bore kit on it. And again, I also like the bike. I'd like to keep it. This is the longest I've owned any motorcycle. I've had that KLX since August of 2013. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's so simple. I know it inside and out. So if I can just do something to make it better and, you know, extend the life of it, that'd be great. And really, $1,100 would be a lot of money to drop on it. But $1,100 doesn't get you very far towards buying another bike. So that's just one more thing added to the list, you know. Do I punch out the KLX? Do I buy a KTM 690? Do I buy a ZH2? Do I buy an H2SX? Do I just shut up and keep what I've got? That's a total possibility also. Now let's go see if there's any of the regulars at the old post-ride hangout. I'm sure there's some guys that spent the entire weekend riding. Probably wrapping it up here as we speak. The big one. Oh, well, yeah. I wouldn't expect any less.
George says, you almost looks too big for it, eh? I said, no.
Just a little bit. No, I figured I better put the battery in it. Just got to get some use out of it this year. Well, hung around there a little longer than expected, but quite a few people around I knew, and one of them just so happens to have a 78 CB750 Super Sport. So of course when he pulls in with that, we got to stop and check that out for a few minutes. Jeez, 9:30. Yeah, I better get home. So I guess we'll sign off at this point. Hopefully we'll see this thing back out again before too long, and hopefully for a longer ride next time.